Hey, Stacy.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Good. We'll see who all hops on today with it being Thanksgiving weekend.
I was gonna say, after I got on, I was like, oh, I wonder if we're having this.
Yeah, we are. I talked to Jeff yesterday. That
Oh,
was
how'd that
good.
go?
It was awesome. It was awesome. Love love talking and with pros. I was able to look him up a little and he knows what he's doing. And so talked with him and I think Sophia that works with him.
Uh-huh.
And so they are I think next Monday we're gonna set him up for the 90 days.
Oh, good. So the goal is I have enough referrals that I don't have to pay for this.
Exactly.
My goal.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I
All
love it.
right. I figured Jeff would be a really good one for you because him and his team, and they're so spread out that they need more of a presence. And I mean, he's paying this social media person so much money. I was like, use her wisely then. Use her to with Charlie and get like bigger.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
So
cool.
yeah, he said that they're doing some new things, especially since like he used to be in Pennsylvania and now he's in New Jersey. And like, I was like, this lets you have the presence. It's location independent, like everywhere people.
Right. And so explain to me again, everybody that goes in my contacts is already being uploaded to you, right? Because you have my iCloud.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I thought. And then I thought, can it really be that smart? But yeah, of course it can.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
that is
I think you have a
that,
meeting with my photographer.
yes. I think that is it tomorrow, maybe?
I don't know.
Tomorrow or next week.
Cool.
Hey, Brad. I don't think we can hear you yet. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Says you're muted, but we can't hear you.
Right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hey, there you are.
All right, all
There you
right.
are.
Hello, hello.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, we're in good company. So, Stacy, Brad's similar to you in that uh, he's one of the smartest marketers I've ever met, and he's got books behind him that he's written. And when we met, I was like, I like you. We're going to do a lot of good stuff together. And so he's introduced me to, I don't know, we're working with quite a few people that he's introduced me to, and
That's
we're
awesome.
working together. And Brad Stacy, she was just introduced to us from um, a lender that Paul Verkoven's worked with, and she's you got onboarded. Was it last week or 10 days ago? Pretty recent.
Yeah, Reese.
And she's I met with someone that she referred to me, her cousin that runs a real estate team in New Jersey, and her photographer. Uh, she referred them to me, and so she said my goal is just to refer enough people that mine's for free. I was like, I like that. I like that.
That's the goal for everything I do. Do enough that all of my stuff becomes free and someone else is taking care of it. Right?
Yeah, zero cost it. Maybe
Brad,
you
where
need.
are
I'm in San Diego.
you? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. How
How's the
about
weather?
you? Oh, the weather here is it's beautiful. It's right now it's 67. Yeah, gonna be 67.
Okay. I'm in Myrtle Beach. I thought it was going to be cooler there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Myrtle Beach. Okay, yeah. I went to school in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I spent some time in Myrtle Beach. Actually, high school, our beach week was in
I was
Myrtle Beach.
going to say, most people tell me they've done a lot of drinking here.
Yeah, a lot of craziness, but no, it's great. That's wonderful. It's such a nice place.
I like it.
How long have you been there?
My daughter came here 8 years ago for school, so I've been traveling back and forth every 3 months. But full time, I've been here. I think this is going to be my 3rd year.
Nice. Where'd you move
Nice.
The Philadelphia area.
from? Okay. All right. Well, then it's a blessing to be down there.
It is. No snow. Everybody's like, I miss snow during the winter months. I'm like, no, I don't care. I would much rather be at the beach on Christmas Day than shoveling.
100%.
Hey, Jerry.
Good afternoon. I'll be popping in and out because my pie giveaway, book giveaway is going on right now.
Nice. Nice.
What kind
Well,
of
I
book?
thought,
What's
Sorry. What kind of book?
that? So Buy Referral Only has been encouraging that we do a book as a business card. And so here is mine. And
Uh,
my pie giveaway is today and the books arrived about an hour and a half ago. So good timing.
That's awesome. Come on.
well, when did you get the book?
About an hour and a half ago.
Oh, perfect timing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I thought I'd share today, I've seen a lot of I always see this, all the real estate loan officer coaches. Me and Brad were talking about this the other days. It's like, hey, let's have a business plan for next year, like where everyone else is taking off on holidays. Let's really, double down and crush it. And, you're gonna have to work harder than ever next year. And for me, what Referrals by Sleep really lets me do is like it gives me the freedom. Like, we were talking, Stacy, it gives me the freedom. I don't have to have a complicated CRM. I was just talking to Mark Day, Jerry. I was just talking to Mark, and like, I mean, in my practice, I probably have 22 appointments a year, and I close, 18 of them, and make 250 grand and work 15 hours a week. And it's because the right people come to me. There's a famous marketer, Alex Mandossian. I love what he always said. He said he wants people to experience who he is, so that when they see him, they either turn the volume up to 11 or they turn the channel off. Like, I want to use media so that the people that love the way that I work are drawn to me. And, I don't talk to them until they know who I am, what I do, and they're 99% sure they want to hire me no matter what I charge. Or like, I never even talked to them because they got to experience me without me having to spend any time. And so me and Brad, we were actually working on this, and it's this kind of how to have your best ever uh, while resting. Like everything that I've ever seen, I've kind of joked that every other real estate coaching I've seen, what they really do is they're selling you a 20-hour a week job for $1,000 a month. Whether it's door knocking, following up on calls, FISBOs, it's always do more, post more, network more, hustle harder, add more tasks, more accountability, more pressure. You got to make 50 calls this week, have 15 lunches, and if you don't, you're a loser. Whereas, I mean, this is really kind of the do less, achieve more. Give us 1 hour a week, this hour, and this is, what ends up happening. Kind of jumping down to the bottom, people are gonna, say, have your best quarter through maximum effort. Have your best year ever, with maximum effort. Whereas, this is really step one, your best quarter through strategic rest. I know I can speak for me because what it ends up opening, which we'll talk about, is like how to, like the big step. And so we've talked about, Stacy, you're just starting this, the relief month. We've installed our authority systems. We give you permission to, you don't have to call everyone you know and say, do you know anyone looking to buy, sell, or invest? The people that I call to, I'm known for always having jokes. Sometimes they're appropriate. And so I just call friends and I talk to them. You can start taking a day off. You can focus on rest, recovery. Our systems are working in the background.
I
You can
love
actually celebrate doing less. And it's I was actually talking to my wife about this yesterday because I mean, even when you know last month I had 3 closings, I still didn't work more than 15 hours a week, but like one of the deals was hard. Um, in fact, before I talked on this, I thought about having a training today to negotiate with the other agent. Um, I had to use Chat GPT and say, act like Chris Voss, the FBI negotiator, because I want to wring this guy's neck. I thought about sharing that. Like I was pretty mentally exhausted after those. Um, and so like now, this weekend, I was kind of anxious and like I had anxiety. And I talked to my wife about it yesterday morning. I was like, I think I know why. Like with the real estate pace and trying to get everything together, I was kind of in that kind of like PTSD, like I'm on edge mode. And like this week, I'm having to get back to just, oh yeah, like this is peaceful. I'm working on a deal now. It closes, I'll make 38 grand. I've got, another 1.2 million in the pipeline. Um, like I don't have to be stressed. So I like celebrating. I woke up this morning and hung out with the kids. Um, month two, what you'll experience, Stacy, is you're going to see your authority building naturally. You're going to start witnessing the systems work. You can increase your time off. I think this is part of it. You deepen the client relationships you have. When they call you, you're not in that fast paced, like crazy eyed mode. There's not that pressure to produce more. You can have that like increased space. Um, and then really, month three is where it just starts kind of building and it compounds in just an hour a week. Now your authority's there, your organic clients are going to appear. You're more rested. Business, I know for me, business feels easier. Yesterday I was working on this counter and um, the other agent has been in the business for like 25 years and he was reading the way counters work wrong. Like, I don't know, like he was doing it wrong. But like, how do I say that in a nice way? Right? Like I've got to deal with all these emotions. And so I'm like gently maneuvering, making sure my clients are protected, making sure like we get the counter right. The other side, the seller is someone, her husband just passed away like 2 months ago. So like real estate, there's all this emotion, but like it still felt easier. I wasn't stressed. I wasn't pressured. I didn't feel like I had to like close it. I was able to just kind of like roll with it, and once this happens, well, Jerry, you and Brad, you guys have already experienced that. I'd love to like, does that kind of align with what you expect? I'd love your feelings, your experience.
Brad, do you want to go first?
Yeah, you can go first while you're here, Jerry.
Okay. Me do. So, I don't push as hard as I used to. I am 68 and a half. Just I work because I enjoy it at this stage. Referrals while you sleep has been a really good thing for me because I shut off all of the chaff that comes in now about, we sell leads and I just don't pay any attention to it anymore. Between by referral only and referrals while you sleep, I think I'm, right where I want to be. And I just look, we have a ranking board. Next has got 2,600 loan officers. And right now I'm in the top 6%. I think I'll crack the top 5 with the 2 closings that I'm doing in the next week and a half. So, to me, it's been pretty seamless, and I don't put, unfortunately for Charlie, as much effort into it as I should, because I've been fairly busy with, just working on the transactions and, working at my own pace.
I think it's worked pretty well for you. I mean, you show up for the hour a week, and I mean,
No,
we
Charlie,
just
it's like
run
at
it for
least
you.
two. It's at least 2.5.
That's right. That's right. You do show up for we got Thursday lender calls. Yeah.
And I got to pick
And
on you, Charlie. You were describing your real estate business, and I'm sitting here thinking, and he wants to get out of that. Why?
yeah, it's funny you say that. There's been a switch. So Stacy, like, while I've been building referrals while you sleep, my goal was like, I'm ready to get out of the state. And everyone close to me has basically said, Charlie, you're a dumbass. You've got this 6-figure business that's pretty simple. You can travel the world. And I was like, and real estate was just hard, like it was just all this. But like recently, like it's flipped, I'm just like, wait a minute, like I don't want to get out of this now. Like this is literally a career I never want to quit. I mean, I think I can, one of the cool things is it increases with inflation. Like I'm truly enjoying all the clients that I work with. The people I'm working with now that are buying the $1.2 million place, they're, parents of some of our friends, and like they're awesome people. So Jerry, like to just know, like if I don't like someone, I'm not going to work with them. And even that last deal that I had where the other agent was just, the words I'm thinking. Uh, uh, like my client was on my side. Like there was multiple offers, and my client was like, "We'll kick this guy to the curb and take the other offer, um, even if it would have taken longer. If he's going to be a jerk to you, like that's really nice, And um, uh, the way it worked out. So all that to say, Jerry, I mean, I don't know that I'll ever, like I don't want to quit right now. I mean, it really is. It really is. What 22 appointments a year for 200. I mean, I'm almost making 10 grand an appointment here.
Now all you got to do is tighten up on your conversion percentage just a touch.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Um, and
And what I was going to say is, it's at the same thing. My wife and I talk once in a while, and she'll talk about so and so just retired, and there's things that I'd like to do that, okay, I can't do it this week because I'm real busy with customers. But overall, my time is pretty well mine, and so long as I can keep the details straight and keep people happy, I don't see any reason that I would change.
yeah,
I want to be
that's
like y'all where your time is yours, because I'm still in that very new real estate journey and I don't have any my own time.
yeah. Well, you've installed the right system now,
Right.
and I mean, I really think it's going to be your best year ever, in peace and relaxation. Um, like you've experienced that, Brad, because I know Brad. When we first met, you're like, I'm ready to get out, and now clients are just coming to you. Right?
Yes. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, um,
You don't have to have a filter with me.
yeah. No. Well, first of all, I know exactly where you're at, Stacy. Um, it's kind of like you're getting on a bridge now. I mean, because you think about it, it's like, well, this is hard work. Like, because it's in the where well, let's go beyond that. Like, what's hard about it? Well, it's the hard about it is that, hey, I got to keep going. I gotta follow up with this person. I gotta keep calling this person. I gotta stay in touch with my people. I gotta get a buyer and seller that's like ready to go. And by the way, while I have something in escrow, I gotta still keep hunting. Like that is the summary of the pain. And so this is like, with referrals by sleep, I'm always looking. I mean, I just have a passion for other agents that I coach personally. I want to help them get out of this. I saw my mom just almost destroy herself by giving so much to her clients and her time, and it was heartbreaking for me. And I have an absolute mission to help every real estate agent that I know to make this business less stressful. And it's a quite a bit. I mean, I watched you know my mom when she finally got out of the business, and she told me, she said, Brad, it really took me like 5 years to be like, okay, I'm not like look at my phone as like not my friend. Like that phone, I don't want to tell you, that phone is like, oh, so I'm like, how can, and that's the question I kept asking her, like, how can I do this? And I had a lot of different ideas, and I came across Charlie through our network at Buyer Referral Only, and I was like, man, this is someone that feels like I do, that actually cares about people and wants to help them. And so let's do something. So the referrals while you sleep, that how it worked for me was, you know, getting back to what we talked about, the hard work. Well, the hard work is all the contacts that you've made. That is the hard work, all those contacts that you've made. And we're just taking everything that you've already worked hard to do, and we're now putting you out there, making you relevant and an authority, so that when they do think about real estate, they think about you without you having to have that stress of like, oh my God, when's this going to happen? When is this going to happen? Now, I think that, uh, when you're going to turn a corner and you got all this momentum that you have right now, you don't just turn the corner like straight at a 90-degree angle. You still carry a little bit of momentum. So there's a transition, and this is what Charlie was talking about, this 3 months. That's to where it starts to get out there. But in your mind, mentally, emotionally, and even physically, it can take a little longer than that, just for you. Like you start to see some results, and you're like, okay, that extra deal, that made it a little easier. Yeah, oh, that extra deal, that made it a little easier. Because when you think about referrals, like what you don't think about is all the referrals you didn't get. Like you think about your referral business, oh, those referrals that you got for the past year, the past 2 years, the past 3 years, whatever it was, they were great. And you're like, okay, that was awesome. And those deals I actually enjoyed. They were easier, like Charlie described, and they were fun, which is completely different when you have a cold person, somebody new, then you're like exhausting yourself building trust. So, this slowly goes away. It won't go away overnight, but with the referrals while you sleep, you'll start to see these things, and you'll be like, you'll get something in your lap, like, oh, I remember my second month, I was driving back from an appointment, and I got a call, and someone's, what I joke with Charlie, like out of the blue, they called me, I had never gotten a referral for this person before. I'd seen them many times. It was the son-in-law of a client of mine, and a pilot, and he was just like, hey man, I want to refer some great folks to you. These are awesome people. I work with them. It was like probably the best transaction I ever had. It was like, I mean, I don't want to say ever had, but that year it was like, okay, that was different. I was not me, doing what I used to do, on an intense intensity. So, that's what I wanted to share with you, and how those results came. And really remember, the most important thing is to think about the referrals you wouldn't have gotten, because people say, oh, well, we'll get we'll get a referral, but then you're like, wait, when you're looking at your past business from referrals, there's a lot that you didn't get, and this is what Referrals While You Sleep helps you to do.
That's a good description. I'm curious, did any of that stick out, Stacy? I know you're here in a few months. I'll ask you your experiences, but I know this is new for you.
No, actually a lot stuck out when you're talking about your mom, because I feel like I give almost too much of myself with every deal. And then it's, anxiety and all the things that come from it, because I over give to everyone, and I end up then not having anything left for myself or my family. So just having a little bit more freedom would change my life, really. I can't get out. Well, I mean, I can get out of the business. I still have a nursing career. I don't want to, right? I love the business. I love what I'm doing. I just don't love that I am literally working probably 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, just nonstop. What did I miss? What am I doing? Did I give this enough? Why, just all of that, that feel.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people, I mean, I was there, I'm a recovering workaholic. I was there. I want to say way too long, but it brought me here. Like there is something to be said, I think, for like you understood what it would take to get successful, which is, it's like a plane taking off. Put the throttle down, you go. But what I soon discovered was like, once I get up to a flying altitude, like, I mean, 15% of people I know are going to move every year. How do I stay in front of them? And how do I build connection with them? So whether it's this year or 5 years from now, like they call me, and everything that else that I've seen, you're going to see, I did, I'm seeing all of these, business breakthrough, 2025, build your business seminars. And they're like, double what you did this year, 10x it, and like my real estate, if my life is a chessboard, real estate is maybe four parts over here. I've got lots of board, like I got family, I got friends, I got things that I enjoy. And I love that you said, you want the freedom, because really that's what this first 90 is. You got freedom, permission to rest. You let the automation work, your systems are running 24/7. One of the things is what I've discovered is when I'm working with people that want to work with me, they will work with me on my terms. And no one knows how it works. They just, they'll watch HGTV and have an assumption. But my favorite is the clients that I'm working with right now. They're in Arizona and they're moving here. And when this house came on the market, I was like, well, I'll just schedule a showing, drive over there and Zoom it for you. And it was really cute. She apologized. She's like, I'm so sorry that you're having to do that. I'm like, Donna, this is my job. I'm happy to. And when we went to hang out, I was driving, and so I didn't hang up right away. And so I heard her talking to her husband, Steve, and he was like, I heard him say, you don't have to apologize. It's his career, honey. And she's like, I know, but I'm grateful, and I just feel bad for asking him. And these are we were talking this weekend because we were working on this contract, and we texted, and I just called them. They're like, you know, I didn't want to call you late if it got in the way of your family time. Like, how sweet is that? Like these are the clients that I'm working with. And to say that, like, when I'm working with people that want to work with me, they'll work with me on my terms. In fact, me and my wife went out on date night Friday night, and I said, "Hey, I'm going out on date night." We're in the middle of negotiating this. They said, "That's fine. We'll just talk in the morning." And so we talked Saturday morning. Like they're grateful that I'm a human and that I love my family and I take care of my family. And
It's funny. I've started many businesses. This is
yeah,
one of many in my, it's been 48 years. This is the only one that never turns off. Like I've started a hospital with the ORs, and that was awesome and stressful when you're there, but it turned off when I left.
oh yeah,
Started gyms, and my husband was a builder. I always had off time, and this is the only one that is consistent all day. I don't know how to turn it off yet. So I'm
yeah,
looking at this going, is this really going to happen?
yeah, yeah. And when I started, I mean, one of the interesting things, like everyone in the industry, most everyone in the industry says it's not possible. And I actually, kind of funny story, I had a real estate team at one time, and when I got started in real estate, I'm, I only work 15 hours a week now, so I'm more flexible with my off days. But I would take Sundays off, and I wouldn't make phone calls after 7:30. And then I moved it to where I take Wednesdays off. I found out that those were better for me because you got open houses and whatnot. Um, but I had a team member that um, was working with one of my. It was back when I had buyer's agents. I think that's a broken model now, but I did it. Um, and So my buyer's agent was working with my client. I was working the listing side, and the client and the agent both said separately, "Yeah, we were talking at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. We're talking about how they asked me like, can we text you at 9:30 at night? Because Charlie doesn't talk after 7:30." And they're like, "Do you have any days off?" And she's like, "No, I work 24/7." And they still respected my time, my boundaries that I set, but she was 24/7. And if it's strangers that you're working with, if it's people that you don't have the positioning and the trust, it's probably harder. But I found that with people that want to work with me because they trust me, like they in a way they almost like they may not expect me to have time off, but when I tell them up front, here's my schedule, they accept it because every other, like you just said, every other business has a schedule. Um, and they respected it. And I don't know, is that Jerry? Jerry's not here. Brad, what's been your experience with that? Because you've had both business models, right?
Yeah, yeah, I have, and you know, it's it is um Stacy, it is possible. It is possible, and really, it, it's something that you know you have to really internalize, because then I'm a firm believer as that if you set a goal like that, like I want this to be a more enjoyable business to where I'm not taxing my nervous system and depleting my energy for the people I care about and love, because ideally we would like to just be able to show up for everyone as kind, strong, and loving, and it's almost like, oh, is that possible? And if you believe it and just say, you know what, I don't know, for me, with the referrals where I sleep, I don't know how the tech works, but that sounds good to me. If I can put in my hour every week by you know telling people about the fun parts, like telling them about the market, going on to the MLS and talking about the statistics and how many homes are for sale, and and people see the video and they're like, that's cool. I pass it on to my friend. Or you're, taking your daughter to the dog to the vet, and you just do a video. Hey, this is the best vet that I've found. They're so good. And then getting all these, views on that and feedback on it. And it's like, wow, now that's enjoyable. And that's getting me business. That's not me sitting in front of drooling in front of my laptop going, what do I do? What do I do? Who do I call? Who do I follow? Who didn't I follow up with? Who do I owe a call to? And it's just, slowly quieting all that, this technology and this program that has been, the code has been, Charlie has cracked the code. I mean, we finally have found a programmer and an engineer type mind that actually can communicate well and is very nice and loves people and is so it's like, hey, this is a little bar of gold, and I'm like, let's go with this. And so this is very important to Charlie and I to get folks that are experiencing what you're feeling, because we both have been there. We felt that pain. And it doesn't have to be that way. It just doesn't have to be that way. So watch how the universe will conspire to your goal of making this easier. Like this is going to be easier. And watch how, when you're committed to doing that hour a week of creating that content, having fun with it, just because you get to be yourself. You get to be yourself. You're like, hey, I'm telling you about this, this, I'm at the vet, or I'm with some family and we take some pictures, and it's me. It's like I'm a real person, versus working with those people that just see you as one of the many real estate agents is just a commodity, and hey, you do what I say because I need to buy and sell. This is my emotion. These are my emotions. I'm dealing with this. You need to do this. And it's like that. Those people slowly fall off, and it's not unusual for people to say, oh, okay, yeah, like I'm it's Sunday, I'm with my family, like I won't be available, but please let me know if you have any questions. You can always contact somebody at my office, or really, there's hardly anything that can't wait. And if they really want to write an offer, they always have somebody, like another agent. And like, if I lose that, I'm okay with that, because I'm not really losing it. I'm just giving it to the other agent to where I'm paying them by the hour. And these are strategies that Charlie has also really perfected and kind of helped me to implement. To where I was like, okay, just release that. Like, you might pay somebody $75 an hour, but all of a sudden you have a day of decompression in that worst case scenario. If it couldn't wait, and they had to write an offer, it's almost like every single time, like, you want a bunch of business, book a vacation, right? Because before you leave, all the business comes rolling in. This is the same thing. You take a day off and you'll be like, business comes in. I was like, okay, great. Like, I enjoyed that day off because I can't get that day. I can't get those days back. I can get strategies and real estate and, getting a buyer's agent, paying them for, by the hour, or an agent by the hour. Yeah, I can always come up with something like that. But the time, I've got I personally have a 16-year-old daughter. So I'm like, man, I cherish every minute of it. I mean, some of it's, most challenging thing I've ever done in my life, but but I love those moments with my daughter, because when is she gonna be that age again? She's not gonna be, and there will be a time when I'm like, I look up, and we have, Charlie and I know people. We have a great friend, a guy named Mitch in Florida, and he's like, man, and he's right with us, shoulder to shoulder, out there on the front lines, doing great stuff for agents, helping them to get out of this, get freedom. And he said, man, I was physically there, a lot with my kids, but I wasn't present. I was thinking about all this other stuff, you know, and so it is possible. And it's almost like this is your kind of your sanctuary. You come here and you show up, and we'll do a video, we talk about stuff, and just kind of help you to keep that that muscle of freedom, built and maintained.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Brad always inspires me.
It is very inspiring. So like all these things run through my head. Like, I'm so worried, do I have the right CRM that's going to do all these things? And then I'm talking to Charlie. He's like, I have a spreadsheet. I love a spreadsheet, but a spreadsheet doesn't do all the things. But Charlie's going to do all the things now.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Me and Brad, we were actually in a mastermind a couple weeks ago, and the guy leading it, he's a great marketer, and all that he's done is seen what other people do, and he's like, you need a special presentation to give your clients, or you need these magic words to overcome objections, and uh, you know, what I've discovered is when people work with me because they want to work with me, I don't need a special presentation. I don't need a special like I ask them, hey, what is it that you would like to do? And I find out deeply what they want. And I've got a really good consultation to kind of let them get to the core desires they have. And then if it's reasonable, I'm just like, I would love to help you with that. And they're like, okay, you know, and at that point, like I don't have to chase them down. In a lot of ways, my goal is that they've got more motivation than I do. I really view myself as a coach. Like when they've got more motivation as I do, it's almost like I'm riding the horse and just steering it, and uh, not only do they have more motivation, they've got that motivation to work with me, because there's this kind of relaxation, kind of like you're feeling now. Like they've got that. Like, oh my gosh, I can relax. I'm in good hands. I'm gonna get where I want to be. They can relax as much as possible. The truth is, whenever I sell a house, buy a house, I get nervous. I've got people I talk to. Like it's still nerve-wracking, but they can be more relaxed when they work with me because they want to work with me. And what the purpose of, I wanted to hit this, the purpose of the 90 days of like a foundation and freedom is once that happens, I love the book 80/20, sales and marketing, and 80/20, um, nerdy, like it's practical, like so that you got 80/20 of 80/20. And so like most people, like 64% of their profits come from 4% of the people they know. And it lets you double down. You've done this, I'm sure, in your businesses. Um, it's the 80/20 rule. How do you find the most profitable people? How do you fire the clients that drain you? Keep the ones that energize you. You can focus on minimum deal size, and make sure you don't work on the smallest one. Um, and the goal is, for me, I've built. I think it's fair to say I've built a real estate practice where I'm not a commodity. My clients want to work with me because they trust me, and like they turn me up to 11. They like the fact that I love my family. I'm super nerdy. I've got strategies for everything. Um, my marketing is so good I don't have to negotiate. um, and the goal of this is instead of you know 10xing your work, making next year as hard as possible. Like, how do I have a system installed that brings the right people to me so that I can do the things that I'm great at? Like I can work on the $1,000 an hour things, which for me are these calls. This becomes part of my referrals while you sleep, my duo video calls, and at the end of the day, there's really 5 things that I found make a difference for us realtors. One, can I get them to show up or talk to me initially? 2, can I get them to hire me? 3, can I get them to write or accept a contract they'll close? List at the right price, buy, offer. 4, the inspection, appraisal contingencies, and 5 the last 3 days. You know, I don't know what's going to happen the last 3 days, but almost every deal something's going to come up that is crazy, and we got to solve that. And like for me in my real estate practice, the reason I work 15 hours a week in it is an hour a week. I do my referrals while you sleep videos. And then when people come to me, you know, these are the 5 things I do. I rarely show homes anymore. Every now and then I will, but I've got a showing partner. And you know, I do these things at a higher level than I used to when I was exhausted. Because I don't believe you can operate in your superpower when you're exhausted. I think you need to be energized. I know I do. And Jerry, he's got to have his 10 hours of sleep a night or now, or it's just not happening.
No, Charlie, as you get older, it goes the other way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna
6 and
sleep
a half or
less.
7 and I'm awake, and I usually leave for my walk about 6 o'clock in the morning. And, you know, now up here in Wisconsin, it's pretty dark yet at that stage. So you kind of, you know, I walk 2 miles and you can kind of start seeing the lights come on my way home.
That's fun. Yeah. Well, I'd like us to, Jerry, are you going to have time to do a duo video, or are you still going to be in and out with the pies?
I think that because of the pies, I'd better not commit to it right now.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Well, then let's split up and do a duo video. And Stacy, I'd love to do a duo video with you since we haven't yet. Kind of the first one.
Yeah, I
And
don't know what I'm doing. So just tell me what to do.
perfect.
And
Perfect.
Brad and I
And
haven't done one. Brad, if you don't mind, if I have to just fire out.
Good, dude.
that is perfect.
We do that.
All right.
Let's have fun.
I'm going to make everyone a co-host here.
I washed my hair yesterday. Noted.
Now you know.
Yeah, shower first. We have PJs on, or
it's the grocery store principle. You know, these are let's see, we got Brad and Jerry, we got me and you, and I'll jump into that room. So I'm gonna hit open all rooms. You guys can join it. I'm gonna join it too, and then when y'all are done, y'all can just hop on.